What's up guys, PassThePi from Team Predator Gaming here today, and I have a interesting class that is donated to me by my friend Will. It is a thermal silenced MP7 with the specialist package, playing a game of free-for-all on Village, and I figured not many people have seen a class setup like this, at least not one that does well, and I figured you would want to see how it works and some of the most important things to consider. Now, he is using a thermal scope, which means that he is subject to people using Assassin Pro. They will not show up highlighted as you see that guy right there. They will show up pretty much the same color as the background, and it's going to work more like an ACOG scope. And you're also kind of subject to an EMP because it will knock out the thermal aspect and make it exactly like an ACOG scope that's kind of blurry. Now, you're going to see he's going to spend a lot of time back here in these caves because there are some spawns that you can easily control, and you're going to see these people coming from a mile away. And it also adds the benefit that his thermal scope will not be picking up the extra sunshine and the heat that kind of generates from the game programming that makes it pop a little less. Now, he is going to keep coming back to these caves because there's a spawn directly in front of him behind that tree there, and there is a spawn in the sunshine of the waterfall. And you're going to see he's just going to keep walking around. He's going to set his claymore. He's going to come and check this area because a lot of people tend to spend time around that white truck, as is true in TDM and pretty much every other game mode. And you see this guy, he can only see him because he has the thermal. You can see that white behind the branches there, and he might have lost him using a normal scope, so he gets lucky that he got the thermal there. And he's using the suppressor on this MP7 just because the muzzle flash with the MP7 is kind of ridiculous when you're using the thermal. It's got almost no recoil as is, and it also gives you the benefit of being able to hold your breath and pretty much eliminate the recoil altogether. Now he gets mowed down there, which is unfortunate, but now he's back in this area, which is another good spawn, but he gets shot from behind with a little Type 95 action. And this is my favorite spot to patrol in free-for-all just because you get the spawn here. There's one right around the corner as you see this guy coming up, and you can see the people coming down from white truck. Now, he's going to spend a lot of time here just picking people off with a thermal scope. There's not really a whole lot to say about that. Got a nice drop shot there. So let's look at his specialist perks. He starts off with SitRep Pro, followed by Steady Aim, and then Scavenger. Now, he's running Dead Silence to start off with, so the Dead Silence SitRep Pro combination is going to give him a huge benefit in terms of sound whoring people. He's not making any sound, and their footsteps are going to be 4 times larger. He goes Steady Aim for his second perk because he's using SMG, and it'll give him the added benefit of being able to hip fire more accurately. And he's using Scavenger just because at that point he's already 6 kills in and he'll need some more ammunition if he's going to continue. For his secondary, he's got Akimbo Skorpions. I don't think he ever actually uses them on anyone. And once again, he's back here just picking these people up off spawn. He gets this guy, bad timing. I think he probably would have had that shot if he wasn't using the thermal scope or if he had quick draw. Anyway, so he's back in the caves, and this is a pretty big area. He's going to see a lot of people running to that head glitch spot and coming out of these spawns back here. Again, he's going to drop his claymore just to watch his back as he comes back and checks out the white truck. And he's going to easily see a bunch of people using this thermal sight. He's going to push up more into this spawn area just because there's a lot more action going on. This guy's not even paying attention. And now he's got SitRep Pro again. That guy is AFK, picks him up easily with the thermal scope. I don't know if he would have seen him with a normal scope, and gets this guy coming down behind him. This is a pretty high traffic area in free-for-all just because it's the most heavily spawned around. If you're back by ADOM, there's not a whole lot going on because there aren't nearly as many spawns. Back in this area, there's by the truck, by the C domination spawn, right in front of him now, directly behind him at the trees, and back in the caves. So he's got a ton of spawns. This guy's laying down again. I don't think he would have seen him. Probably might have gotten picked off without that thermal scope. And now he's got a specialist bonus, and it's just a matter of time. He's going to continue just running around picking these guys off. And there's not a whole lot more to say about the gameplay, so I'm going to shut my mouth about the gameplay and talk about this class in general. It's a very interesting class. It's not one you see too often. Not many people put a thermal scope on an SMG, but just because they typically have quite a bit of recoil. But if you're using the MP7 and you have a silencer on it, it's basically going to act like an assault rifle, and you'll have the benefit of a higher rate of fire versus a lower damage, which if you're using the thermal might be better off because you'll have the ability to get some extra shots on target. And if you're using Recon Pro, it's really going to help your team if this is a team type game versus a free-for-all. And if you're going to play kind of a support role, I would suggest running a Stinger with this just to take down the air support. Run Recon Pro so people can always see, and you'll be able to pick off the people or at least set them up so that your team has easy kills. Now, if you're going to be running that support role, this class is good for getting lots of kills. That means that you could string together, the higher kill streaks, or you could just run UAV counter UAV or UAV ballistic vest and put ballistic vests and UAVs up all game for your team. This is a great class for running as a run and gun support player. You're going to shoot down air support, you're going to paint players with the Recon Pro if you choose that perk instead of sleight of hand, and you'll be able to put a lot of UAV in the air. Now this is going to kind of screw it up if someone's running a lot of Assassin, or if an entire team's running Assassin, it'll be worthless, so you're better off switching to the Ballistic Vests, because Assassin Pro will counter both your UAV and your counter UAV. Now right there you saw a guy running Assassin, he didn't pop on that at all. Anyway, this has been xPsychoWill with a thermal silenced MP7 on free-for-all on Village. Thanks for watching this video. Will also be up on my channel. Come check it out, youtube.com/PassThePi. And that's Pi, P-I, not P-I-E.